Good evening. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about the importance of being able to manifest from your heart center instead of your brain. Um, One of the main reasons, in my humble opinion, is that your brain is polarized. And so that when you are manifesting from your brain, you're creating the equal and opposite. Because where there's up, there's down. Where there's Pepsi, there's Coke. Where there's north, there's south. And if you get into like the Kabbalion and the Hermetic principles, as above, so below. And so now your heart is not polarized, and it's universal loving energy. So you can't, there's no harm that can come from manifesting from your heart. Where your brain, you can have all kinds of weird thoughts come in your head at certain times. But there's a few organs that, aren't polarized as well. And I believe they all have a very unique aspect to them. So like, for instance, like your third eye, which is your eye into, higher consciousness and dimensions in reality. Sorry if you hear my dog. She's going crazy chewing stuff. But your mouth, which is vibrational frequency and communication, your heart, which is loving, universal loving energy, unconditional love, agape, whatever you want to call it. And then your sexual organ, which is the creation of life. And so if you think about the parts of your body that aren't polarized, they all play a huge factor as far as what the makeup of what a human being is. But also at one point is that we were all just a beating heart that was in our mother's womb. And to me, that signifies a lot of how more important, well, I shouldn't say more important, the heart is than the brain, but the significance of the heart over the brain. And then the next thing to come out of the heart is the tongue. And so if you think about it like, God, source, prime creator, loving energy, and then in the beginning there was the word, and then the tongue's coming out. That kind of has a very, unique coincidence about that. But another thing too is that our heart actually has brain cells that are conscious brain cells in our heart. And so that proves that our heart is, cognitive and conscious. And then at the same time, we also have these toroidal fields, which a toroidal field is like a donut. So it comes up and around, out, and then circles back down. And then it continues to have that torsion field like that. And so we have a small one that comes, out from our heart. And then we have a much larger one that can extend anywhere from, 3 to 15 feet out from our body, which is, called our light body or our Merkaba. And that actually can be scientifically mapped to, the toroidal fields that are coming from your heart. So it's not like it's science fiction. But being able to bring your consciousness down into your heart, and then, if you're able to like living in your heart and being able to manifest from your heart, it's going to allow you to be able to have a much more conscious life, as well as being able to manifest exactly what you want, that's of your highest good, that is of resonance with you. Whereas, creating from your brain, ego can get involved, and, the equal and opposite, and all of those different things like that too. But there's, all kinds of different meditations that you can do to bring your consciousness down from, your brain to your heart. Some of it has to do with, focusing on your third eye and then intently bringing it down to your heart. But if you're not really interested in doing the different meditations and things like that, just be consciously aware of, just focusing your attention to your heart center when you're, setting intentions or going through your day-to-day life, and, things like that, and it'll just help you be a lot more in tune with, everything, because your heart is the heart center. You have 7 chakras and the heart's right in the center. So being centered in your heart is so important for everything else in your life, as well as it bridges the gap between the physical chakras, which are your lower chakras, and the higher dimensional consciousness chakras above, and it bridges the gap between the two. So that's another reason why it's so important to be centered in your heart. If you're interested in, music that can help you be more, living in your heart, the frequency Hertz 639 is something that you can listen to as a solfeggio frequency, or using binaural beats or whatever the case is. And that is, aligning your heart chakra to the correct frequency. 396 hertz is for your root chakra. 417 hertz is for your sacral chakra. 528 hertz is for your solar plexus chakra, which, is basically, it's like the flower of life, for your chakra system. 639 is for your heart chakra. 741 hertz is for your throat chakra. 852 hertz is for your third eye chakra, and then 963 hertz is for your crown chakra. And what's funny is, if you look at the those frequencies that I just gave you, and especially if you look at the root chakra, the heart chakra, and the crown chakra. So the root chakra is 396. The heart chakra is 639. And then the crown chakra is 963. And if you've studied, Nikola Tesla's work with 369, those different frequencies connected to the root, heart, and crown chakra, which is the bottom chakra, the center chakra, and then the top chakra, as the numbers 369 are very significant in a lot of other aspects. And there's actually a really good book that's, talks about the I am consciousness and things like that, as far as, with 369. And so, but the point is that, as we're all, ascending into higher dimensional levels, it's very important to remain centered. Because as you're bringing in the light codes that are coming in, you're anchoring that into the earth, and remaining grounded and centered and aware, and it'll help you to live a more conscious life. And another thing too I wanted to mention, one of my friends brought it up to me. I just thought it was very unique, is that we think, when we all have a lot of love, right? And we can all be abundantly of love. But that feeling right there, the feeling of being abundant in love, loving yourself and loving others, that abundance feeling is the exact same frequency as like financial abundance or any kind of other abundance that you think of. And so, the ability to be able to feel the abundance of love and have that transcend into every other aspect of your life as far as abundance goes, to me was a pretty interesting concept. I forget who the lady was that said it, but anyways, just thought I would share. But hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Little Miss Lyra is just over here tearing that bowl apart. So, anyways, hope y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk sometime soon.